to do a gluten-free goes to a bar or bat mitzvah. Now, here's like the small thing about me you may or may not know. I am a goy, or most people call me a shiksa, which I know kind of has derogatory terms, but I just try to like blow that off. So I really want to do that, but I had to have my a Jewish friend, a Jewish dear friend, Susan Cohen, consult on this topic because I didn't feel like I was really capable of sharing with you what it's like. I mean, when I turned 13, I have what my Jewish friends now tell me was a faux mitzvah, which I had a big 13-year-old party. It was a faux mitzvah. But we need to talk about what it's like for a 13-year-old to go to this being a gluten-free teen. So Susan's going to tell you all about that because she's hit the bar and bat mitzvah circuit. So take it away, Susan.
All right. So I was very lucky. I was diagnosed, I don't know, like 6 to 8 months after my own, even though I probably had celiac for years, but I was kind of asymptomatic. So I was on the scene. I was eating it. I was devouring it. I am a champion. I probably went to maybe 60 that year. There were weekends where I did day, night. We left people's earlies. That's terrible. Listen, I shouldn't admit this publicly. I partied harder at 12 and 13 than I do at 24. Say
hi to your mom right now.
Hi, Laura. Say Tinsley likes Laura. So basically, I thought this is a really important issue to talk about, especially in the metropolitan area. But also, you know, I know there are other Jewish populations across the country, but, you know, if your kid's going to be going to a lot, it's something that you're going to have to deal with, and you're not always going to be there, and some of these parties are up to 5 hours. And that's a long time. Now, as a whole, I don't think kids eat that much at these parties. I think a lot of food goes to waste. But, you know, when everyone else is shoving food in their mouths between dancing and, you know, they have a lot of activities. I had hand waxing at mine. It was really cool. You, like, pull your hands out, wax. I was really cool, too. I had, you know, those beads that were really cool.
Power beads.
No, they were like,
They were power beads.
Yeah, power beads. Okay, the colors.
Yeah,
I made them. I was really cool like that. But,
no, I saw
you know, you don't want your kids to not have fun or feel unincluded. So I think this is a really important issue. So I think the number one thing is, how close are you to the bar bat mitzvah family? Do you feel like you're in a position to say, hey, can we work something out? So I think if you know them well, or perhaps you're going to be there because you're friends with the family, you can call them up and see if the caterer can do something. So you could say, I know you're serving chicken fingers and fries or hamburgers for the kids. Maybe we can get a modified adult meal, but like try to make it, you know, kids friendly. Obviously, it's caterer to caterer dependent. I've gone to parties and they've been fantastic. Other parties, it's not going to work out even if they try. It's very hard. Some of these parties have 250 people, so to worry about one person. So
my faux mitzvah didn't have 250 people.
My bat mitzvah didn't have 250, but you know, it's an example. You know, if it's smaller, it might be easier, but you know, that's an option. So if you can work that out, that's great. But still, you know, plan ahead in case. You know, take a snack. If you're at an event that has a nice sized cocktail hour, generally they'll have crudité, and as long as it's not like next to the bread, crudité is your best option. I stock up on crudité whenever it's available. There's also fruit. Some bar mitzvahs will have sushi stations during the cocktail hour. As long as you feel comfortable yourself, it meets your level of what you consider fine, that's a great option. Some places have, you know, carving stations, and some carving stations are just plain meat, you know. Or, you know, that's a great idea. If you can find out the stations that might be available ahead of time from the families, then you can try to get some, that's even...
Thinking on your feet.
I know, that's an even better idea. If you can't get a separate meal made, find out what's going to be there and work from there. If nothing's going to work, then you're going to eat ahead of time. Now, I thought about this. If you're going to a day party, so let's say it starts at 1, you're not going to be able to eat as much ahead of time. But if you're going, you know, so you have to plan ahead. So you take a snack. If you're going to a night party, you can eat that entire day, preparing, knowing you might be out for like 5 hours from like, you know, 7 to whatever. So then, like, I do that sometimes. I'll have a big dinner beforehand, and then I'll pick up the crudité. But I guess the best thing to do is feel comfortable, assert to the family. If they can't help you out, that's okay. You know, work with it. Don't deprive your child of opportunity. Stay positive. You know, take snacks. If they have supportive friends, it's going to be that much better. I think the key is making sure that your kid is confident in themselves. But I also have to say, on a side note, I went to a bar mitzvah of a celiac, and the entire thing was gluten-free for her. They took over a Japanese restaurant, and I have to say it was one of the best meals I've had and one of the nicest parties. So,
who was it? Can we say?
Well, I don't know if I can say.
Okay, we won't say.
But I'll
Never mind. It was a great party. Sorry.
I think it's important confidentiality. But I think that's also, a lot of people, if their child has it, work around your kid.
Yeah.
Or try to do 50-50, because even if they're not going to eat at their party, just knowing, I think I would feel good knowing. But, work with what you have, speak up, and if you can't, snacks. I recommend a Lara bar. I love Lara bars.
I do love Lara bar.
I do love Lara. It's the best part of my day. But, it is really the best part of my day.
I believe you, Susan.
It's like 50 seconds of glory. So I think these are some suggestions. Obviously, some of what I'm saying can also apply to, say, going to a wedding or an anniversary or another affair. But obviously, I think when there's a whole adult menu, it's a little easier than doing with a kid's menu. I know some kids wouldn't want an adult meal, but when you're hungry, I think you'll take whatever you can get. And you'd be surprised. Some of these kids actually want adult food. They don't want fries. So I hope my suggestions are helpful.
No, they're exceptionally helpful. And a little side note, Susan and I are good friends now, but I met her because of her film, Generation Gluten-Free. I'll just give you a little plug.
Oh, thank you.
It's awesome. It would be great if you're having a bar mitzvah for your child to maybe watch her film. It costs $4.50, and it's really worth it. Or if your child's going to one, I just think you should order it, just because you watched this video. It would be good for really everybody involved.
I really appreciate it.
No problem, Suze. Susie Q.
I appreciate that.
Okay, well, we're getting deep into, we're about to hit funny o'clock, so before I frighten everyone...
Wait, I have to say my really cheesy line.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to laugh when I'm saying this, but, okay. When you go to a bar mitzvah, the only thing that's definitely 100% gluten-free is the hora. It's when you dance. So get your hora on because it is gluten-free. No problems, no food. I totally just embarrassed myself. Every person I know is laughing at me. I'm laughing at myself.
I'm laughing with you.
Thank you.
So that's hilarious. So I'm going to say it's from having not to having gluten-free hora. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you.
Bye.